Is Tom Brady leaving New England? Is Rudy Gobert responsible for all major sports leagues canceling their seasons? And how are food delivery apps booming amid the coronavirus season? All this and more coming at you in another edition of the Weekendology's What's Trending. Thanks for joining us, everybody, as we bring you another bite-sized edition of the Weekendology Podcast with What's Trending. This is the midweek catch-up for all things trending and important in the world of media, sports, entertainment, music, and more. As always, your host, Will Deichley, alongside Aaron Berg himself. Aaron, what's up today, buddy?
Hey, I'm really sad, though.
Why are you sad?
Because the episode that we decided to do.
Oh, this content is going to hit really home for you. So
yes,
it holds dear to your heart.
Near and dear.
I thought you were going to say you're sad because you're self-isolating yourself.
No, it made self-isolating not fun, though. You know, the first day, so my self-isolation started yesterday. Just, full sweatpants all day.
Day one.
Day one, eating junk food. It's
Yep.
great. You get to act sick without being sick, I feel like. But, no, today was tough. Hard to turn on the TV.
Oh, well, we'll get into it in a second here. But thanks, everybody, for joining us. This episode is in collaboration with Colin Kessler of The Big Red World. They're a podcast publishing network with incredible podcasts such as Six Drunk, One Sober and The House That Rick Built. So go check them out on Twitter. They're at Big Red World, and their website is bigredworld.org. And don't forget to check us out on Twitter as well. We're on Weekendology Pod. And all things podcast related from Apple, Spotify, iHeartMedia, and more. So, Aaron, we're doing another What's Trending. The episode is going to be very dire and very sad for you. Coronavirus is hot on the heels of everyone in existence.
Yeah, we could just do another coronavirus episode.
We could.
That's definitely trending.
But that isn't stopping the NFL's offseason. It's in full swing, and the news of the century is coming out that Tom Brady is leaving the Patriots.
Yep.
I want to get kind of your raw thoughts and reactions to this, and then we'll kind of go on with this topic here.
Well, so I've had all day to calm down. So you actually broke the news to me this morning.
I did.
Woke up to your text message.
Sorry to ruin your day early.
Yeah, I saw it and I'm like, there's no way. Maybe he read some Colin Cowherd thing, because he
Cowherd got the text though. He said, I got the text, update coming shortly.
Yeah,
he posted it on Twitter.
Okay, this fuels my fire even more for Colin Cowherd. I'm going to lay off Tom Brady for a second. I'll get to him. But this fuels my hatred of Colin Cowherd even more. He just loves tearing down certain quarterbacks and certain franchises. And he was smiling. You could just tell. He just loved breaking that news. Because he just wanted to disappoint.
Cowherd is a savage who will tear down anybody. So
yeah, and it's just
care.
It's awful. And I already hate him because he hates Baker Mayfield. So anyone who hates Baker Mayfield is on my hate list. But
we know you love Baker Mayfield, so
I do. I do now even more that Tom Brady betrayed me. So I don't even know.
It's weird to think about too. I mean, obviously, when you think of New England, you think of Tom Brady, and when you think of Tom Brady, you think of New England. Like they're synonymous; they go hand in hand with each other.
It's almost like they're an expansion team. That's what's funny. You forget that they were around.
They've been around for 30, 40 years.
Yeah,
almost,
1960 was their first year.
Oh, 50 years.
Yeah, you forget that because you think of 2000 and up because that's the dynasty. Before then, I mean, they had some good runs. They made it to a Super Bowl in the 90s, but they pretty much were a joke for most of that time. And, then they had Drew Bledsoe before him, but once Tom Brady came through, that was end of story.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's up there as one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
I mean, he is
the best.
He is the best.
After 20 years, he's won 6 Super Bowl titles. He's elected to finish his career elsewhere, which is probably the most surprising. He announced it in his decision in his Instagram post earlier this morning. He quotes, "To all my teammates, coaches, executives, and staff, Coach Belichick, and the Kraft family, and the entire organization, I want to say thank you for the past 20 years of my life and the daily commitment to winning and creating a winning culture built on great values. I'm very grateful that you all have taught me. I've learned from everyone. You've followed me to my maximum, to maximize my potential, and that is all a player can hope for. Everything we have accomplished brings me great joy, and the lessons I have learned will carry on with me forever. I couldn't be the man I am today without the relationships you have allowed me to build with you. I've benefited from all that you've given. I've cherished every opportunity I have to be a part of this team and love you all for that. Our team has always set a great standard in pro sports and know it will continue to do so afterwards. Although my football journey will take place elsewhere, I appreciate everything that we have achieved and am grateful for our incredible team, all caps. I have been privileged to have the opportunity to know each and every one of you and to have memories that we've created together. And it was captioned off with "Forever a Patriot."
Oh my
so
God,
a very heartfelt,
no.
It seems
it's
very
a bunch
heartfelt.
Of blah blah blah.
Aaron's not having any of it.
I'm
here.
not. I just get madder when you read that because I don't even know where to start. I'm flustered.
What gets me is that he's been with the league or the team for 20 years. I mean, obviously he's built himself as most likely the greatest quarterback of all time, as painfully as it is for me to admit that. I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but I do respect him for what he's done. But why, if he was really bored with his team or they didn't build an offense around him or give him enough tools or, why leave though? I mean, he's 42 years old.
Right.
He has nothing left to prove. He's won the MVP 3 times. He's got 6 Super Bowl champions. He's broken almost every record in the book.
It's a classic case of
where else can he go?
What can he do? He can't hang it up. And I'm not saying he should hang it up, but you hang it up in the Patriots locker room.
Yeah, I see no reason for him to leave when he's just
There's zero
equipped
reason. It's a terrible decision on every front, business-wise, legacy-wise, career, football-wise. It's all bad.
He's got the best chance of winning the Super Bowl with the Patriots again next year.
He really does.
Belichick is probably one of the best coaches of all time.
And the thing I don't get, too, he's still got Edelman. He has N'Keal Harry, who he had a better, he was connecting with more when he came back from injury. So he's got, people are like, oh, he didn't have anyone around him. He has the same pieces. Sony Michel will come back just fine. They still have James White in the backfield.
Injuries too.
Their defense is better than
Antonio
ever.
Brown and everything was just a huge distraction. So
right.
There were a lot of external things that kind of led to
and they still made the playoffs.
Yeah.
People are acting like they sucked and like, oh, they're, a bunch of players left and they had nothing around him. It's the same team and the same coach. He's still got Josh McDaniels. He's got everything in place. And that's why I just think to do this for him, number one, it's a slap in the face to the Patriots. It really is. I mean, I don't care. You can post that on Instagram and say all the heartfelt BS. I mean, it doesn't matter. He needs to go on and explain really why he did it. And until then, none of that matters. And
what gets me is like, where's he going to go? He's going to go to Tampa Bay.
Well, that's what
Tennessee.
They're saying.
Is he going to go to
He's not going to Tennessee.
Chicago was in the mix as well.
Yeah, Tennessee's out.
Carolina was in the mix. Like now, you got the entire NFL offseason.
It's pretty much pared down because Phillip Rivers just went to the Colts today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Tannehill got locked up with the Chargers. Bridgewater's going to the Panthers today.
Mm-hmm. So that means Cam's probably going to go to Chicago, I bet.
Well, they told him he can start looking for a trade, which is pretty funny because he was like, I didn't ask for a trade.
Yeah.
And so they were like, no, you can go look for a trade. Just pushing him out. I would not be I know people think this is crazy. Wouldn't be opposed to him go to the Patriots.
Who?
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton?
Why not?
I wouldn't care.
He's an established quarterback. The older he gets, he's going to have to change how he plays, so he's not going to be the runner. But
Does he fit Belichick's style, though?
I think anyone could. Brady was a 6th-round pick. He makes whoever comes in there.
So where's Brady going to go then? Like, where is he going to go to really make an impact and have a team and a system that's built around him to make an impact like from day one? He's a great quarterback. He will do well.
And that's the thing. Like, it wasn't like you watched him and you're like, wow, this guy's really still got. He had a good team around him,
right.
But you could tell he's declining. So I just don't get what is going through his mind. And I guess it's just because he's a competitor and because he can't realize that and can't let it go. But dude, you're 42. No one plays in the league at 42.
Yeah, let alone like
a starter.
Quarterback, and to play at a high caliber,
and let alone go to a team and take them
watch
to success.
him go to like a direct rival for the Patriots, like the Steelers or like I don't know the Jets or something, or I don't know somebody in that AFC East still.
They were
stay
talking
in
about
the same
the Dolphins.
division. Oh yeah,
Dolphins. But any of those teams, like the Dolphins or the Bucks, why? And I heard people talking about the Bucks today, and they're like, well, they got weapons, and the Patriots don't. So I'll give you Mike Evans is better than Julian Edelman, but past that, O.J. Howard was awful last year. So don't use that as, oh, well, they got a weapon in him. He does not count. And who's the other guy they were talking? Godson. I mean, he's all right,
yeah,
but they just. I mean, and Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians isn't Bill Belichick, so I just think, come on, like.
No, it's going to be very strange when we see Belichick.
And what's he going to do?
Brady
Like have Jameis Winston behind him, and then because that's going to work. Like,
I honestly think he'll probably play one more season. He'll realize he made a mistake, and then he'll retire. He'll sign like a 1-day contract with the Patriots again.
Oh, I
retire
hope not.
as the Patriot or something.
I hope not. You
And
made
then
that
be like,
decision.
Oh, it came full circle.
It's the LeBron, man. You're done. Once you leave, that legacy's over, and you made that decision. You got to live with it. And that's.
Wow.
He's LeBron in my book, where he left once, you can't come back. Then don't leave. That's the thing. If you have this much admiration for the team,
I
stay there.
I get why
finish what you
LeBron
started.
wanted to do it because he had never won a championship. He wanted to have that personal accolade in his career. So I don't fault him for leaving. But Brady's won everything under the books and under the sun. So like he has nothing else to prove. LeBron had something to prove,
And maybe
in
in his crazy mind, he's thinking, well, I've proven everything I possibly can. Now I'm going to go prove one more thing that I can do this without Belichick. I can do this all on my own.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm sure that's what he's thinking because he's nuts. But, which you have to be a little bit to be at that level and to be as great as he is. He has that crazy amount of drive that no one else has. And I think he wants to go off in the sunset, and instead of being the Brady-Belichick dynasty, he wants,
Just
okay,
the Brady.
right, like
Yeah.
I did it with Bill Belichick, but look at what I did too. I did it alone. And I think in his mind, he thinks he can go to these teams and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just him. And no, the Patriots worked because they had that whole team, they had the defense, they had the coach, they had the quarterback. Look at all the receivers they've had, all the weapons they've given him. And yeah, he made him better, but they had one of the best tight ends ever in Rob Gronkowski. Like they've had pieces
Very
around
true.
him too.
Yeah, it is going to be very strange when we see Brady in that other weird uniform and not a Patriots, and it's going to be weird. But let us know what your thoughts are. Is Brady making the right move, or is he taking a step down? Is he tarnishing his legacy?
It's Joe Namath on the Rams, man. That's what it is.
That's a good comparison.
It's Joe Namath on the Rams.
Yeah.
I guess a more recent comparison would be like Brett Favre on the Vikings. I think it's going to be more equivalent to Brett Favre on the Jets, though.
I think so.
Where he's not successful, he shows his age, and people are just going to start telling him to hang it up. So,
well, it's going to be
wrong
interesting.
before, so.
Yeah, anything's possible. It's been a weird 2020 so far, so it's only going to get weirder.
I'm still on the bandwagon, though, so I'm still on the Patriots, the quote-unquote bandwagon that people call it. So.
Well, while the NFL season is getting all the press, it's because nobody else is playing. Every single major sports league has been postponed or potentially canceled their seasons.
Yeah, how do you like the NFL just like hijacking all the Corona news?
Oh, it's perfect.
We got free agency.
It's great
Pay
timing
attention to
for
us
them.
still.
They hit it really big in the kind of the marketing media.
They would do
lottery.
that too. That's such an NFL move.
They would, but the NBA kind of kicked off all of the major league cancellations after Rudy Gobert was going around touching all the microphones and got
on
tested
video.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't afraid of no virus, and
man.
then 1 week later gets tested positive for coronavirus. The NHL soon followed suit after postponing its season. Then the dominoes started to fall. We saw the NCAA March Madness cancel their season. March Madness turned into March Sadness. All the conference plays got canceled. MLB postponed their season. All the European major soccer leagues are now canceling their summer tournaments.
I didn't get to go to Carrie Underwood.
You didn't get to go to Carrie Underwood. Parades are being canceled left and right for St. Patty's Day.
I know today, as we record, is St.
Yeah.
Patrick's Day. Have you heard anything about that?
I have heard nothing.
It's
about
so
it.
weird. People just forgot.
Mm-hmm. So it's very strange.
You're wearing green though.
I do have a little green on.
Nice.
I've got my McLaren's T-shirt on, so it is green.
Keeping the spirit alive here.
What does this mean for sports though? Like, probably they're going to come back in a month or two, but that's up in the air as of right now. So what do you think they're going to do? Are they going to play into the season or to the summer, or just halt it midway, or what are your thoughts?
Well, so my opinion of what they should do is I think they should just cancel the season, because this is really
the entire, like, all of the seasons, like
it's going to throw
NHL and NBA.
Yeah, not MLB, because they got plenty of time.
Yeah, they're just postponing till mid-May, but
yes,
so no NBA champion, no NHL champion.
No, just I would award them, if you want to do a champion, just say best record then. But it's going to mess up the off season. How are you going to do that if they come back? Because they were talking about coming back mid-June. I thought one of the reports said.
I think it was a 30-day postponement. So NBA did it like March 11th was their first day, and then the NHL was like a week later.
But I saw that they were looking at starting up in June.
So
like it was going to potentially go that much.
If they come back in June, I would say it's probably more of like a lockout scenario where they play a condensed like sprint to the finish line. So they play maybe like another 4 or 5 games, or they just go straight into the playoffs. Based on where your record is, you go straight into the playoffs, you get seeded that way, and then the playoffs start in June, and then they're over by July, end of July.
Yeah.
And I would assume that...
But if they're over by... maybe even August, because,
yeah, maybe August.
Playoffs are long, and, they'd really have to speed that up. I just think
they're going to have to shorten everything then.
That's my point. You're going to either... Two things. You're either going to shorten it, and then it's going to be like an asterisk anyway, and people are going to say, you didn't give them a fair shot. Or you're going to injure people because you're rushing them back. They're not getting proper off-season. They're not getting enough time to prepare for training camp. They're not getting the rest they need. I just think there's going to be huge consequences the following season, and I just think it's not
you
worth
might just see more
that.
load management. Just like in the NBA, you might just see the stars probably take a couple extra games off.
And see, would you rather? To me, I'd rather just say, "Hey, we had a good run here. This is totally out of control."
That just seems so...
Rather than next year, and then they're all like, hey, a ton of load management. Because they were already getting concerned about how much load management was happening.
I just can't fathom just having the entire NHL and NBA season just 3/4 of the way done. Just a month left in the regular season.
Yeah, but
you're like 90% of the way there.
You can picture an NCAA tournament not happening.
I couldn't do that.
And
either.
I just think that's...
But, it's the entire season. That's just like 1 month, like the NCAA tournament. This is like...
Well, it's half the season.
This is 7-8 months worth of work gone into it so far, and I don't know. It's
like a reverse lockout. It's like if the lockout was in the middle of the season.
I just think that there's too much money involved for them to miss out on the championship, for them to cancel it altogether. So I assume that they'll probably do some sort of condensed version of the playoffs where it's like best of 5, or I don't know, maybe just 2 rounds then or something. Yeah. So like just 1 round of playoffs, second round, and then
I just think that's going to cause so much controversy though, because then whoever wins the championship, they already said that when the Spurs won in '99 during the lockout year, and they were like, they didn't really win because they only played 60 games.
I say that about the Hawks when the lockout was going on. I was like, you guys wanted it in a condensed season.
Oh, the Blackhawks?
Yeah. Good job. Nobody really cares. So I don't know. I think this is going to be...
But right, like you said that in that situation, think about what you'd say in an extreme situation like that.
But at least they had the championship. It's the best of a bad situation. But think about all of the European soccer leagues though. Like there was the Euro 2020 for all the national teams going on this year. It's almost like it's the European version of the World Cup. That was totally canceled. Like they're moving it to next year. Same with the South American teams. These seasons go into mid-May, June, early June anyway. So these tournaments are where they're going to play until August and then start back up play in 2 weeks when the season starts in September or something.
Right.
So
you're not giving guys an off season.
And then there's so much money involved in those leagues too. There's billions of dollars involved. So you're going to have lawsuits on your hands as well. Probably some of the teams or fans would do lawsuits. I don't know.
I'd venture to guess a lot of these sponsorships though are pulling out because they're losing money because of this situation.
That's just going to cause so many issues then for all of the sports leagues going forward.
I think that's something you'll see, as the aftermath of all this is we're not going to see as big of a sponsors or as many sponsors because some of the companies won't be able to do it. They're focused on other things, and rebuilding their brand in a sense.
It's going to be definitely interesting. So a lot of updates to come from this. But as we continue our self-quarantining, it's so boring. Social distancing now. There's weird not having any sports on. At least we have the NFL to tide us over, at least for the next month or so.
Been watching a lot of UFC lately.
UFC is not going away. Dana White said we are not canceling matches.
Such a Dana White move. They're doing it without crowds, though, right?
I honestly don't know.
I watch reruns. So.
I'm not sure. Knowing Dana White, he'd be like, have everybody in. Everybody's still
I'm pretty
coming,
sure.
So.
Yeah. He lets everyone else in all the time. You can commit a crime, and you're like, oh, no, you're still come in and fight.
But I guess people are surviving through this whole social distancing thing, and people are thriving off of it, are the food delivery apps. We did an episode on this a while back for Uber Eats and Postmates and DoorDash and all that, but they are really taking advantage of this whole not going out. All the bars and restaurants are closed except for delivery, which is, I'm sure those companies are like licking their chops like, all right, here we go.
Did you notice
record year for us?
Have you noticed the amount of commercials that have, I saw Golden Corral last night has a delivery commercial now.
Did they really?
Yeah, Golden Corral. Like these restaurants, or Outback Steakhouse is another one. Like
I gotta read you.
I don't want that delivered to me.
I gotta read you a quote or like a picture my mom sent me about Golden Corral.
Did she have it delivered to her?
No, but it was a Facebook post.
Unless I can deliver the chocolate fountain to me, I don't want it.
It said, to all our loyal customers from Golden Corral, we're not going to bullshit you about our safety precautions because, frankly, we don't have any. Our customers fear nothing, not even death. If they did, they wouldn't be eating at our Golden Corral locations anyway. Hell, have you seen our chocolate fountain? We literally just let little kids stick their filthy, dirt-covered arms into that sucker. Haven't cleaned it since 1982. We hope you all continue to visit us and tempt fate for many more years to come. Obviously, that's a joke, but I mean, I think that was hilarious that Golden Corral put that out there. Like, if nobody cares, we got probably worse diseases than coronavirus.
It's not really a chocolate fountain; it's a water fountain.
That's disgusting. But a lot of the food delivery apps are thriving and booming off of this. Amazon's hiring like 100,000 more employees to help with delivery options. Many food delivery services are moving to contactless drop-offs, are encouraging customers to take advantage of drop-off instructions like curbside delivery. Earlier in March, food delivery service Postmates introduced a new feature called drop-off options that gives customers the ability to choose either they can meet their delivery driver at the door or go non-contact and have it left there.
It's kind of funny they haven't done this already. Like, it took a virus for us to think about that.
That's what I was saying in our last episode.
Why wasn't that an option?
It takes a global pandemic for sometimes new creativity and innovation to start up.
It's amazing. It's like, you could have done this the whole time.
I read somewhere that like food delivery app downloads have increased by like 90 to 100% in the last 2 weeks since like the whole social distancing thing. So I'm sure if you're a delivery driver for DoorDash or Uber Eats or something, you're like, great, this is awesome, making some money now. I don't even have to get out of my car except to and you're social distancing yourself because you don't even have to be around people. You just pick up the food, you drive, and then you go and be on your merry way.
Taxi cab driver for food.
Exactly. I would love to have just stuff delivered to my door and left for me right there. And
I mean, you could do it.
I can. I would never leave my apartment.
Have you been doing the?
I've not done the food delivery.
Oh, okay.
Because I think they're very pricey. So
yeah. Well, now that they waived the fees, now you're good.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Uber Eats did waive all delivery fees in U.S. and Canada, so that's a plus. I think one of the things that might come out of this though is, if the popularity continues with these and people see, wow, it's so much easier to use these, are they going to increase the prices then for the food going forward? Or delivery options going to go up?
I think people are going to stop going to restaurants.
I
really think they are, because they're going to see how easy this is. And it's not like all these people are sick. They're just choosing to stay in their house. And I think they already were doing it more and more.
Yeah.
And so I think now that it's become such a staple now, and it will be, I think, for a couple months at least. Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to raise prices because everyone's going to use them, and they're going to.
Are we just going to just become like a quarantine afterwards too when the virus is totally gone?
Hey, you can come out now. Now we're good. We're
completely introverted.
Better
species.
safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought. I was thinking, what happens later in the year when people are just way too afraid to go outside because, coronavirus is taken care of, but what about this other virus you could get, or what about germs in general? I feel like we're just creating a bunch of it's a word.
It's gonna be a weird time for the next couple months here.
What's the word? Hypochondriacs.
Yeah.
Or people just think they're sick all the time.
One little cough on an airplane, and you're quarantined, and the whole plane's shut down.
Yep.
So I think
if you cough in public now, people stare you down. It's come on, man.
That's very true. But I don't know. Are you gonna start jumping on the whole food service bandwagon, or you got enough groceries to survive the apocalypse?
I don't mind going to the grocery store. We both live across the street from one, so I don't mind doing that. I love going out to eat just socially.
Are you going to stop going to restaurants after this then?
No, definitely not. I can't wait. I was really sad when the restaurants closed. I'm not because of my bank account. It really helps my bank account. And
save you some money.
I finally grocery
shop. You might
shop
reevaluate that. Be like, well, I saved like $3,000 in these last 3 months.
I should, but I know myself too well, and I won't.
Yeah, let's forget it.
I'm just going to be like, oh, yeah, I can go.
$14 for a little burger? You bring it on, yeah.
I'm so happy we went to the bar on the 14th, which is so funny. Yeah. I was laughing, too, because I was looking at Twitter, and all these people are just ripping on all these other people going to the bars, and I'm like, haha, I'm one of the people you hate. I'm at the bar having fun.
You're being irresponsible.
Well, we're both I'm not sick, so I'm fine. Oh, man, I'm going to... I literally just did the Rudy Gobert.
Get out right now.
I can't touch this mic.
Get out. Get out right now. If you like what we talked about in this episode and want to continue the conversation, hit us up on Twitter, YouTube, and all social media and let us know your thoughts. Where does Tom Brady play next season? Is his legacy tarnished? Is coronavirus taking over the world and changing our lives for good? And what are you doing to social distance yourself? Are you ordering from food delivery apps? Are you watching Netflix? What shows are you binging? We want to know because I'm really freaking bored.
Hey, I'll before we go, I'll give you a suggestion.
All right, go ahead.
Watch Jared Stidham highlights because he is the Patriots' future.
Okay. All right. I'll put that on my
Cam
list.
doesn't go to the Patriots like I think he should.
Jared Stidham.
Watch his highlights. You can preoccupy yourself. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
I got it on my list then.
Shout out Jared
check
Stidham.
in next week. Check us out on Twitter at Weekendology Pod. We're on YouTube at Weekendology Podcast. If you've got any ideas that you want us to cover for our next episode topics, let us know. And be sure to check out our last episode on Apple Podcasts, where we talk much more in depth about coronavirus and how it's influencing the world and our everyday life.
Or if you want to vent about Tom Brady, you can do that too.
You can do that too.
Gladly field questions.
We are here to help you through this event. We're your own, personal therapist, so we'll listen to your problems. We'll do our best to try and help you. If not, then you're pretty much screwed. So,
or you could just listen to our venting too.
You could, yeah. That's pretty much what we do.
Or more mine. We'll be cheering on you.
Check us out on Apple. Check us out on Spotify. We have regular episodes every Friday. So until then, we'll see you guys next time.